Well, I finally got some ramps. I have an SUV and a Tacoma. I didn't want to get cheap metal ones or any of the basic ramps you get at Home Depot or AutoZone. Went on and found Black Widow and got them at Walmart. What's funny about Walmart, you get free shipping and they're better price. And there's another ramp store which they're actually shipped from. And if you go to the ramps, I think discount ramps or whatever it is, if you go to their site and order them, there's a lot of coupons and discounts, but the shipping's like 40 bucks. So it's funny, you go to Walmart, order it, get it at, say, I don't know what it was, I can't remember the price, 73 or something like that. Get it at that, you get the free shipping. And what's funny, it ships right from discount ramps. So it's kind of funny how that works. They must, I don't know, they must subsidize the shipping for Walmart because of volume. So there's a little pro tip. If you're looking at discount ramps for these, just go to Walmart and they're shipped right out. I got these in 3 or 4 days from Walmart. And I was going to build wood ones. I was going to use 2 by 10, 8-footers, 4 of them, and cut them up. But my local Home Depot does not have 2 by 10s. They have 2 by 12 pressure treated. I don't want pressure treated. I didn't want to spend the extra. And again, if I would have got pressure treated, it would have nullified the cost of this. I just got these. That's what I said. If I'm going to spend that in pressure treated, I'm just going to get these. And these are for SUV. I think 1,100 pounds total. I'll have to look. So Black Widow. Look at that. And I'll be honest, I went on AI and asked him to help me compare. I saw a guy YouTubing them, and I just wanted to steer clear of the steel ones and the other ones. I wanted wide. So these are, I forget what these are, 12-inch or something like that. I'll go in and look and post it on the end of this video. 12-inch wide. They're stable. They got this little handle. They're light. They're not really that heavy, which I like, because the wood ones would have been heavier. I could have built them, but like I said, I didn't have the lumber. I just got sick of worrying about it. And I found these. Again, I think it was $73 free shipping. $73 free shipping. There it is. There's that this little hump. I like that. I didn't want to get, like I said, get any narrower on an SUV, which is like 11-inch wide tire, 12-inch wide tire. Then it could get wonky if it's only 8-inch or so. So I just wanted stability because I don't want to be crushed. Then what I'll also do is put jacks under this as well. Just don't be stupid when you're lifting up a car, because once that goes down, you're done. There's that one. Again, they're light. The only question I have is, oh, they do, folks. They have these little rubber pads, and if it is slipping on the asphalt when you're trying to load, what you can probably do is just get a rubber mat from the depot or somewhere, a little thick rubber mat, and put underneath it. Here we go. 4,000 pound each, 8,000 pound per pair. Maximum tire width, 13 inches. Tire diameter, 30 inches. And look, there's some instructions. I'll freeze this here. You can take a picture. So these are beefy. They were rated pretty decently. Yeah, some guy on YouTube was rating. I don't think he had these actually. He didn't have the Black Widow ones. So I just went and saw these. And again, I used AI, man. I used 2 or 3 different AI engines to help me pick the ramp for my vehicle. For vehicle maintenance, what I do use, I even search, I said, which is the best AI engine right now that's open source, like, you know, out there you can get to instead of buying a subscription for auto repair, auto maintenance, and just general auto question. They said actually ChatGPT. I have never really used ChatGPT much. I've been using Grok, Gemini, and Claude based on different things you need to do. Each one has its strength. So, but recently I've been using ChatGPT, so go figure. And it's been helping me with finance stuff. And I do double check it. I don't, again, do not trust Skynet completely, but I went through these, checked them out, checked the reviews, you know, check everything AI gives you. So there too. Again, this is not a light box, but so if I were to ship these, probably would have cost me 30 bucks to ship these. So here you are, Black Widow number 2, and they stack nice and neat. And look, little handle. I can pick them up. I'm not going to rip my back out. And I can just store them right back in the box, and I'll just keep them in the box and put them on the shelf when I'm not using it. So what I like too, again, you got the rubber stops to keep it from sliding. And like I said, if it keeps sliding, put the rubber mat. It's got these nice little traction little puppies here, openings here if any debris or water, whatever needs to fall through, it will. More tread, and of course the big thing is the dip here and the little stop in the back. And you know, you could always do, if you really want a better stop, you could probably, how thick is this? Yeah, it's not that thick, but there's the support circuit. You could probably screw in another 2 inch stop up here, like a plank sticking up, if you're really paranoid about going over the edge. But if you're going to do that, just learn how to drive up on ramps. Take your time, and you are good to go. All right, there you go. Not a review, but just want to show you what is out there as an option for somebody that was just going to build their own wood ramps, because you'll see a lot of YouTube videos on building wood ramps, and it's easy, but then you just got to get the lumber in that, and those are heavy if you're going to get pressure treated, or how big you're going to make your wood ramps. You're talking 50 pounds, you know. It's your call. You do get better compression forces with the wood, but again, you saw the ratings on these things, so it should be good to go. And as always, being that I was, I'm not the brightest cookie in the batch, always use ramps. Once you put this thing up on, once you drive up on this, put the ramps out too, the fixed ramps, and there you go. You should be able to get in, just do whatever you need to do. I can get under the Tacoma pretty easy, but it would be nice to have these at the time to maybe dump the oil, drop the shield, grease the U-joint on the drive shaft, and just other things. Just to get even spray for rust and that. I use Surface Shield underneath the vehicles, and it seems to be working good. A year plus into it, year and a half, 2 years into it, about a year and a half. I put it on a 2012 Sequoia. We're down on the island, South Florida, and salt water, salt air. And if you drive through salt water at all, man, hose that vehicle off a lot. Get that salt off your car. It's not the snow belt. You're driving on salt in the road, but I just noticed some rust. Not much, just surface rush, and I got it to it, and I put Surface Shield on both vehicles, spraying up inside the frames, everywhere I could. You know, it looks like you're leaking oil on that, but I don't care. I want to coat the underside as best I could to keep it from rusting out. Because rust is just hard to repair, and it's expensive. Yeah, that's where I'm at. What else I got going on? Ramps. Fixed an AC issue. I went to a local Toyota dealer in town, and I really couldn't. I just wanted them. I trusted them, which is my first mistake. Can you just diagnose this? Hook it up to your computer. Hook it up to the AC machine, and recover it. Pull a vacuum. Check for leaks. And I don't know. They come. Oh, it's probably the evaporator. It's like I'm not going to spend $3,600 to replace an evaporator on a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. It's stupid. And months went by, I'm just looking at it going, okay, summer's coming back to Florida. Let me look at this again. I go, all right, I'm noticing black oil on the front condenser. All right. Again, I went to ChatGPT. I researched which AI engine should I use to help me. This is ridiculous. The R1234YF is what this one takes. It's expensive, so I just can't keep putting a can in and out of it. So I went, it already leaked out, system was empty. I looked at it, and I noticed some dye around the joint on the high compression hose on the lower left side of the condenser, and I said, that's gotta be it. I saw even oil spray up on the condenser. I went in and got some brake cleaned it all up really good, the whole condenser, brake cleaned it, got the condenser, took the thing off, got the right O-ring. That was fun to make sure you had the right O-ring. So got that hose off, put the new O-ring on. I went and bought a $90 vacuum pump, and I vacuumed that thing down. Had the gauges, the manifold gauges, made sure it held pressure. It did, so what I did, and then I ran the vacuum for like an hour and a half to pull any moisture, because I opened the system up. It was already empty. Opened it up, before adding the R1234YF can, pulled the vacuum down, and then I let it sit for vacuumed it for like an hour and a half, let it sit for over an hour and a half, if not longer, to see if it was leaking, and it held the vacuum, so that was good. So you can, and it's been holding the temperature on the cabin has been 45 to 50, and for a Toyota Tacoma that's good because they're not built for freezing, they're just built to be efficient. So I'm happy with that. And down here in the humidity, it's a nice have instead of having the windows down sweating, and then or buying a new can of $60 refrigerant for that truck. The 1234A is, you can get it for $12, and I do have a slight leak on on the Sequoia, and I really think it's the low pressure service port Schrader valve. I see dye, even though I added dye and that's where dye is. That is the only place I see dye. So I don't see it dripping out of the evaporator. I don't see it dripping out of any of the high end or low end condenser or even the compressor connections. And I don't see it. So I got a tool for $50. You can replace the Schrader valves in place without releasing any gas to the atmosphere. So I'm going to do that. I got the Schrader valves, and the hardest part of all of this is finding the right parts. It's just finding the right O-rings, making sure you got the right ring for your vehicle, make sure you have the right Schrader valve, the right tool to work on that system, and then that is the hardest. You sit there for hours researching, and again, ChatGPT did help. It focused, directed me in the right direction of which parts to get, and help find links and places to buy it. And it's very helpful tool. Know how to use it. Don't just buy parts that don't fit. Don't go to Napa and AutoZone and get expensive overpriced parts. And be careful on Amazon getting knockoff cheap clone parts. I always try to get OEM where possible, and I don't know, just even for brakes, oil, stuff like that. All right, that's all I got. I'm rambling on. There we go, ramps. Whenever we use them next, we'll probably post a video up and see how they go. So fun with cars. Reason I do this, it's just kind of, I don't rip engine heads off and replace head gasket or anything, but I can just do general maintenance a little bit more than general maintenance, brakes and stuff like that. I'd rather do it myself, and because of little stuff, you go to a shop, just the inconvenience, and even if they don't do it right, I usually got the Tacoma back or Circuit back with stripped off head bolts from the shield. And I just got tired of it, or over torqued nuts, and it's like, come on. And even that last AC experience with the Toyota here in town, it's just, come on, really? I'm just tired. You just want someone honest. So if you have a good mechanic, you can trust them, stay with them. But if not, learn how to do a lot of this yourself. And it's going to get a little interesting this year with the lack of oil, engine oil in AutoZone, Walmart, and in service departments, where people are going to be able to change their oils. So I don't know. Will EVs pick up? Who knows? What do you think? Are people going to run out and get a Tesla? I know I had a Tesla. It was all right, but it was kind of boring inside, coming from Audis and stuff like that. Now I have a Tacoma, so whatever. I just want simple. Get me from A to B, and I can haul stuff if I need to. All right. What do you guys think? What's going on with you? I got these Widows. I'm going to check them out. If you have these, post down below if you like them. I know the channel is all over the place, but I don't care. It's about what I like to do. Auto stuff, boating stuff, doing some informative research stuff using AI tools, and I think it's fun. All right, I'm out. Take care. Boom.